So you got promoted, you got the raise, your business finally took off. This should be a chapter of celebration. But instead of pulling you close, he changed. He's more distant, more critical, less present, colder in bed. And when you try to talk about it, he shuts down, changes the subject, or acts like nothing's wrong. You're left thinking, did my success ruin my relationship? Did I do something wrong by wanting more? If this is landing a little too hard, there's a reason. What you're experiencing has a name, and once you understand it, you will never see his behavior or your own success the same way again. Here's what no one tells you about male psychology and success. The man who says he wants you to win might be the same man who can't handle you winning. In this video, I'm going to break down the specific psychological mechanism that often makes men pull away when your income equals or surpasses theirs, why he can't or won't put this into words even if he's a good guy who believes in gender equality, and 3 strategies you can use that protect your well-being instead of you walking on eggshells around his ego. This is not about teaching you how to fix him. It's about giving you clarity so you can decide what happens next from a place of self-respect. Let's start with this. You are not imagining this pattern. Research on couples consistently shows that shifts in financial power can trigger emotional withdrawal in men, and it has very little to do with whether he consciously supports your success. You can be with a man who calls himself a feminist, who tells you he's proud of you, and still watch him slowly pull away the minute your income rivals or surpasses his. Why? Because this isn't just about his values, it's about his identity architecture. For a lot of men, since childhood, their worth has been glued to one sentence. I provide, therefore I matter. I earn, therefore I have value. I take care of her financially, therefore I'm needed. Money isn't just money in that system. It's proof of manhood. It's evidence of purpose. It's the answer to the question, why do I matter here? So when your earning power rises to meet or pass his, one of his core identity pillars feels threatened. The unspoken question in his body becomes, if she doesn't need me financially, what is my role now? Dr. Brené Brown's research on shame shows that men experience shame primarily around perceived failure in achievement, provision, and status. So when a man feels like he's falling short in the provider role, it can trigger what she calls the not enough shame spiral. I'm not successful enough. I'm not impressive enough. I'm not needed. And here's the part that will make you rethink every conversation you've had with him about this. Shame does not make people move closer and open up. Shame makes people hide. Terrence Real, who works extensively with men in relationships, talks about how traditional masculinity ties male worth to performance and provision. If that identity gets shaken, most men don't suddenly say, hey, I'm feeling really inadequate and I'm questioning my value. Can we talk about it? They don't have that language. Many were never taught emotional literacy at all. Instead, they choose what feels safer. Disconnection over vulnerability. Control over honesty. Withdrawal over, I'm scared. On the outside, what you see looks like attitude. On the inside, what he's feeling is shame. So how does this show up in your actual relationship? It can look like he suddenly critiques your work priorities. You're always working now. He picks fights about the house, your time, the way you spend money, things he never mentioned before. He goes quiet when you share wins. No congratulations, just a blank face or a topic change. He resists you paying for things or offering help. No, I've got it. With a tone. He becomes less affectionate, less sexually engaged, or seems vaguely irritated around you. You feel the shift in your body. you feel his distance. But because he's not naming it, your brain starts doing the only thing it knows. I must have changed. Maybe I'm too busy. Maybe I made him feel small. Maybe I shouldn't talk about work so much. It feels like it's about you. But what you're actually watching is a man experiencing an internal identity crisis he has no vocabulary for. Let me put this into a couple of real-life scenarios. She gets promoted to senior management and starts traveling for work. Before, he barely noticed who did what in the house. Now, he's suddenly hyper-focused on her lack of presence at home. You're never here anymore. The kids need you. The house is a mess. On the surface, it looks like concern about the home. Underneath, what's happening is this. Financial provision used to be his main "I'm needed" role. Now that she's matching or surpassing that, he's scrambling, often unconsciously, to reclaim a sense of importance. So he grabs onto another arena. I'll be the one who cares about the home. I'll be the one who points out what you're failing at. Another scenario. She launches a business and it takes off financially. Her energy is bright, she's excited, she's proud. He stops asking about her day. He makes subtle, dismissive comments. Must be nice to just talk on calls all day. Your work isn't real stress like mine. He becomes consumed with his own career struggles, his own frustrations. He's not celebrating her success because her success is poking at his fear. If she's thriving and I'm struggling, what does that make me? Again, this is not proof that you did something wrong. It's proof that he doesn't know how to process the shame that's being activated. Now here's the part that really locks this dynamic in place. His inability to verbalize the shame he's feeling, plus your instinct to walk on eggshells around your own success. You start downplaying achievements. You say, oh, it was nothing, when it was actually huge. You stop sharing wins. You apologize for being busy. You twist yourself into mental knots, trying not to make him feel bad. Without realizing it, you begin managing his ego instead of living your life. And the tension grows in silence because neither of you is naming what's actually happening. So, what do you do with this understanding? Let's walk through 3 strategies that center your well-being, not his comfort. Strategy number 1, the explicit conversation without fixing him. At some point, the elephant in the room has to be named. This doesn't mean attacking him. It means creating a direct but compassionate opening, like, I've noticed you've been more distant since my promotion. I care about you and about us, and I want to understand what's happening for you. I'm not trying to fix your feelings. I just want us to be honest with each other. This approach does 3 things. You name the pattern without blame. You invite vulnerability instead of demanding it. And you clarify your role. You're not there to rescue him from discomfort, just to understand what's real. Choose a calm moment, not during a fight. Use "I've noticed" and "I feel" language instead of "you always" or "you never." And be prepared for this. He may deny anything is wrong. He may get defensive. Why are you making this about money? He may shut down further. Your job is to hold space without backpedaling and saying, never mind, forget I said anything. What this won't fix. If he is unwilling or unable to develop emotional literacy, one conversation will not magically shift your dynamic. In fact, you might hear things that hurt: resentment, comparison, insecurity. The hard part is staying grounded in your own worth while you hear those things instead of deciding, if he feels small, I must become smaller. Strategy number 2, stop managing his ego around your success. This is where things get very real. Notice if you started downplaying your achievements, avoiding talking about work wins, apologizing for earning more, saying sorry for needing to travel, lead, or show up fully in your role. If you have, it's time to stop. Every time you shrink to protect him from his own shame, you reinforce the idea that his comfort matters more than your reality, that your success is dangerous to the relationship, that you should be the one to bend. Instead, start doing this on purpose. Share your professional wins naturally, like you would with a partner who's truly on your team. Celebrate your achievements out loud. Let the full truth of your growth exist in the relationship without you cushioning it. This creates something very important: clarity. Either he adapts and learns to stand beside a successful woman, or his incompatibility with your trajectory becomes undeniable. What this won't fix, it won't suddenly make him comfortable with the shift. In fact, it may increase tension before anything resolves. It will feel like you're being cold or insensitive at first because you're used to overfunctioning emotionally. But protecting him from your reality doesn't create intimacy. It creates performance. And you were not promoted in your life just to return home and audition for approval. Strategy number 3, assess his capacity for growth versus fixed identity. Once the pattern is named and you've stopped shrinking, you enter the most important phase: observation. Over the next 2 to 3 months, quietly watch what he does, not just what he says. Ask yourself, does he show curiosity about his own reaction? Yeah, I guess I have been distant. I don't like how that feels. Does he take any initiative, therapy, men's groups, books, conversations to understand this part of himself? Do you see even small shifts in behavior? More engagement, more support, more honesty? Because here's the truth. A provider identity crisis can be worked through if he's willing to examine his internalized masculinity and build new identity anchors. I matter because of how I love, not just what I earn. I bring emotional safety, not just financial stability. But if he's deeply committed to a rigid identity of, I only matter if I out-earn you, your options narrow. They become accepting a chronic emotional distance and resentment as the baseline, or leaving. Give him time and space to process. This will not resolve in a week or even one talk, but set internal milestones for yourself. If I don't see any movement by this date, no curiosity, no attempts, no change, I will believe what his behavior is telling me. Trust what you observe more than the defensive things he might say in the moment. And understand, you cannot create willingness to grow in someone who isn't ready. Some men will only start this work after they've already lost the relationship. The difficulty here is staying patient without lowering your standards and accepting that the answer may be he's not capable of this evolution right now. Here's what I want you to carry with you. His emotional withdrawal after your financial success is not a mysterious rejection of you. It is a shame-based identity crisis he doesn't know how to articulate. It is not a reflection of your worth. It is not a signal to dim your light. It is not a reason to be less ambitious, less vocal, or less proud of yourself. Understanding this gives you power. Because success here isn't defined by keeping the relationship intact at any cost. Success is clarity. You can use this understanding to stay in the relationship, informed, with eyes open, or you can leave, informed, with your self-respect intact. Either way, you are no longer making decisions from confusion, self-blame, or guilt. You're making them from knowledge, and that is the real win. So if you're watching this and recognizing your relationship in these patterns, you're not broken. He's not a villain. But something is happening, and now you have the language for it. That's the first step to deciding what comes next, on your terms. If you're noticing other places where his behavior doesn't match his words, if you're constantly decoding mixed signals, feeling like you're too much or not enough, or trying to read his mind, those patterns matter just as much as this one. Understanding male psychology is not about controlling men. It's about having the frameworks to see what's actually happening so you can choose what serves you. That's what this channel is here for, to give you the psychological literacy that changes everything about how you love and how you let yourself be loved.